Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex. Oh boy, I had a lot to do this morning, so I hope everything is in order. I can't make any promises, but let me open up another window so I can make sure I see exactly what you're seeing. But what a busy news cycle, right? Just when I thought things were going to quiet down just a little bit. And I was all prepared for the Duke of Sussex to, because they said, okay, there won't be any public appearances. Nothing could have been further from the truth. I thought he was just going to go to like the various venues, talk to the important people, and wow, I didn't even make a thumbnail today. Oh my goodness, yeah, I was really pushing it. Okay, so let me do this. Let our friends on Twitter know that we're here. And one more thing, create a post for, okay, starts now. I was as busy as a cat covering up poop. Okay. Hi Lydia, Mo Shannon, Church Nelly, Fancy Mo V, Susie Q, Sandra Rose, hello, Patricia Smith. Let's see, who else do we have here? Alita Portress is here. Chef Sandy Love. Sean is here, nice. Teresa Wiseman. Who else is here? Teslin Dawkins. Lucy Wynn is here. Okay. Looks like all the usual suspects. Okay. All right. I think I'm good. Except for one thing. Did not move my slides over yet. Okay, so I can see I have a urgent message from Sean here. Sean says, the Queen woke up in a foul mood because Will and Kate. Okay, you know what? That'll give me time to get my slides together. So that's a good idea. Sean, that's a good idea. That'll give me time to get my slides together. So Sean is going to give me an excuse to get my slides up, which I have worked on all the way up to the last minute. So bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, let's see. Oh man. Oh, okay. I know how to do it. I know how to do it. I think that is I just lost half the Commonwealth. And you know who else is working on losing some of the Commonwealth? The Wessexes. God, I can't believe I said that right. The Wessexes are also working on losing the Commonwealth. Everybody wants their crack at losing part of the Commonwealth, I think. Okay, so I'll do this. And while this is going, I'll get my slides up, you guys. Be right back. Thank you so much for that, Sean. That helped out a lot. Thank you. All right, so I am ready to go. If you guys are ready to go, like I said, I was expecting things to be a bit slow, but that's what can I say? Everything is just like well, it's the Queen's birthday, right? So uh well, happy birthday oh, Your Majesty. Happy birthday. Philip, Philip, I'm at Wood Farm, Philip. So the Queen has gone to Wood Farm for her birthday. Um, as you know, Wood Farm is that place where Philip spent a lot of time before he crossed over. But he wasn't alone at Wood Farm. He was there with a friend, shall we say? Maybe not a euphemistic friend, but a friend. Maybe it was a euphemistic. Yeah, it could have been a euphemistic friend. And also, it is my first big word of the day, euphemistic. I'm not even sure it's grammatically correct, but there you have it. So now, when I say he spent time there with a friend, you guys know who I'm referring to, right? When I say he spent some time there with a friend, it may be the reason why his will is not able to be seen for 90 years, right? I think it's that kind of friend. I don't know. Let's see. How do I put it? Okay. Penny Natch Bull and I don't care. Penny Natch Bull and I don't care. Penny Natch Bull and I don't care. That is Penny Natchbull, a friend of the family, a very close friend, and confidant to Philip. And apparently, Penny Natchbull, and I don't care, was one of the few people during the global pandemic that was allowed to attend Philip's real funeral, not the memorial that they had prior to the funeral, not the um, Thanksgiving that Philip didn't want after his funeral, but a real bona fide funeral. So Penny Natchbull is there. She is at Philip's real funeral. I believe there was what, maybe 30 people, including, well, I don't know. Whatever it was, the Queen sat by herself in the pew, and Penny Natchbull, and I don't care, was one of the several mourners that were authorized to be there. So you can conclude from that whatever you like, but I'm just saying, Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. Penny Natchbull, and I don't care. I'm in a peculiar good mood today, right? Let's see. Idasa Butler says, "Hey squad, laughing at Lorraine asking Hoghead how long will it be before his new show gives him the elbow because he's been sacked from every show." Did Lorraine? Did Lorraine ask him that for real? You mean Lorraine, like the one that talks like she's in a fairy tale? Lorraine, she asked. That's funny. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with me. That's like the best thing that I've heard all day. Oh wow. Let's see. That bunch are still salty because the Queen put something over them and got that visit with Harry and Meghan. You got that right. You got that right. They are very salty about that. Let's see. Harry said yesterday that Silly Willy was set up by his mother. Did he mean financially? I would imagine that he means financially and spiritually, but mostly in a spiritual way. Yes, they both received a large sum of money and, of course, all of Princess Diana's possessions. Even the stuff that the evil butler took to his house and the queen, you know, helped him avoid jail time allegedly. Even that stuff that was taken to his house that I promise you I think that he was wearing her clothes and the wife would watch, but I don't know that for sure. But yeah, even that stuff was divided between the two princes. And I believe it was said that Harry told William that he can have his mother's sapphire and diamond ring to give to Kate because I think that Harry may have felt that that ring had too much, you know, bad juju or whatever on it, so he just didn't want it. So yeah, so when he said set up, I do believe that's in a very spiritual way, as though Diana is looking over us, right? That his mother is looking over us. His mother has like her very last duty in a very spiritual way was to make sure that they both had families of their own. So that's what I believe was meant by that. But yes, there was a hefty sum of money and possessions that were divided between the two princes, right down to earrings, watches, you name it. Okay, QE2 knew for decades and was glad he had somebody else to bug instead of her. Ayo! Penny Natch Bull and I don't care. Penny Natch Bull and I don't care. Hi everyone, I missed yesterday. Oh, you ain't missed nothing. I was there. You ain't missed nothing. Okay, hello Baron and Squatty's family. God bless you all on yet another Lord's Day. As always, we must continue to prayer vigil for our Sussex family and Mother Doria without ceasing. Amen, amen, amen. Thank you for that, Jacqueline Squash. You always have just the right words. Thank you. God bless you. Um, now listen, y'all stop talking to me about this, otherwise I'm gonna break into song again. Oh, Penny Natch Bull. Why is that so funny to me? Greetings, good evening, fellow beautiful friends. I have to say that I am truly embarrassed as a black British woman at this moment again, all this BS from the British press. You could say that again, but you know what? It's not of your making or doing. It is the old fashioned R word stuff that has weaned its ugly face. But that's enough about Lord Nappyhead and his newspaper, as along with the Sun and anything else out there. So, uh, hello, Miss P Talks. I have not been watching the circus around Prince Harry and his interview, but my goodness, the craziness on the internet is out of control. I think Prince Harry was just trying to wind them up. Well, Prince Harry's words were quite deliberate, and I do believe that he meant what he said, and he said what he meant, and he said, that it was going to be a thing, and he was absolutely right. But I believe it was a provocation that he felt necessary in order to make sure that the queen is safe and well cared for. Now, if you look at these two photos here, you have the one on the right. That's the one where the queen comes outside in the cold and the damp with her coat open. And then no one bothered to tell her that her coat was not fastened correctly. They just let her go. And then the other one right here, with all eyes on the rest of the royal family, who's looking after the queen? Somehow, Her Majesty appears to have been left without the care and attention to detail that has been until now a hallmark of her reign. So, um, Charles is doing his thing, right? And of course, that includes his emotional support, Camilla. And then, of course, the Cambridges, well, some people say they don't even live in the same household, allegedly. And then, of course, the one who can't keep his hand out of her purse, figuratively, he's nearby. The one she just had to pay off his, legal problems, and I'm not sure how close the Wessexes are. However, I do recall when they said that um, Countess Sophie had become quite a favorite of the Queen, but you don't, and we don't know. We don't know how things work with people coming and going from Windsor, but it seems as though the Queen has been pretty much stuck at Windsor by herself with the staff, and that Charles comes by occasionally. And from what we're told, you know, the word is that um, Andrew is there every day or whatever. He sees her almost every day. So it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. But you would imagine that the tabloids would have been keeping track of who's coming and going from the Windsor Castle, which leads me to believe that there's not that many people coming and going from Windsor, that perhaps they depend upon a Zoom call to stay in touch with Mummy. I think Princess Diana is stopping everything that William is doing and making him look like the fool he is. Well, you know what? As Harry has said, his mother is with him all the time. And believe me, I understand that. His mother is with him all the time. If anybody has ever suffered a loss, then you know that you just have that feeling like your ancestors are with you. And so um I guess that's where the idea of a guardian angel comes from. So Harry feels his mother's presence in almost everything. And I think that's healthy, and I think it's a very good place to be in, especially having lost his mother so young. But yeah, yeah, I believe that. I believe it. I believe Diana has left quite the legacy. Hello, cookies and cream, and that legacy continues, and that has been the real sole protection that Harry has had all these years, is the love and guidance from his mother. That's what I believe exactly, Annie. It is a troll-free channel, 100%. Hello, Connie Balmer. Hoghead and Orange Butt are feuding. You know what, Marshall? I really don't believe that. Orange Butt walked off a Hoghead show because he wasn't loyal to him on the January 6th claim. I hope they rip each other apart in the media. That's the whole thing, is that they are going to hijack this. They're going to hijack this moment where it appears as though they have had a falling out. That would play into both their hands. I hope this just slowly evaporates, disappear, and go away forever, both of them, because they are going to monetize the situation, number one. Um, of course, Hoghead is just trying to get some views for his show. And then the Orange Menace, he needs to keep himself in the limelight whenever and wherever possible. So, in case he runs again, or also for the ability to control the message, if the party chooses another candidate, he will figure out a way to make money for himself. Because up until the point of election day, no matter what happens to the Orange Menace, he will make money. He is shaking people down for money, and has been from the time he announced he was running, or what, 5, 6 years ago. He has been, it's been a win-win for him either way. So whether he wins or lose, he is still going to gain financially. So both of them have everything to gain. I don't believe this feud between the two of them. That is a bunch of smoke and mirrors. If you see a troll, give them the name so our moderator uh, can TKO them. Me, I have my trolls begone spray. We have to keep that. We have to keep our troll begone spray. Otherwise, how else will we get rid of them? Let's see. Go to the next comment. I'll take a couple more comments and then we are going to move on. Little Bell Grant says, "Hi, Squatties. Back from spending time with my granddaughter in London for the past week. Hope everyone is well. Lily Bell Grant, I am so glad you had that time, and I hope the weather's been great and cooperative. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex." Okay, Carolyn Minter says, "I bet they better get it together when it comes to the Queen because if they don't, Harry will make a special trip just to make heads roll." Yeah, Harry has put them on notice. Harry has put them on notice. Let me see. If Aaron Harry wants the ring to sit with the Queen to be as that was supposed to be Diana's position. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he had a choice of, a 50-50 decision, what's going to happen with it. And yes, I could imagine that. And at the time, Harry, I think, was fond enough of, his sister-in-law that he didn't mind, that she would have it. So I don't think that the big falling out happened until after Harry found someone else, and then all of a sudden they couldn't be friends anymore. That's what I think happened. So, but yeah, I'm just sure Harry did not want that for his family. I'm sure he didn't want to start a relationship off with a symbol of something as, I guess, awful as his parents' marriage. So okay, but of course, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have Harry. So that is the bitter with the sweet. Okay, so yesterday we discussed the bruises and that there may be something a little sinister going on there. We really don't know. Um, an RN friend of mine said that sometimes when people reach that age, they have to keep them hydrated. They're constantly getting dehydrated. And I believe at the time when the bruises were first shown publicly like this, that it was this assumption that the Queen may have had. And I want to say this was around the time when the Queen had that overnight stay in the hospital. Not the last one, but there was one before that where she had some kind of stomach trouble, I believe they said it was. And so, yeah, trying to keep her hydrated. And let's face it, there was the doctor's order for her to stop drinking, if you remember that. And the palace did not come out and say, "Oh, no, that's not true." They didn't dispute it in any way when it was reported that she was told, "Okay, mom, you need to stop drinking." So, let's just assume it was a matter of her being dehydrated and that they had to run a line for her. Let me see. Okay, let me go here. And just so you guys know, I want to say this publicly. That photo with the two white horses, it just reminds me of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. It is kind of spooky for my taste. I feel like it's something to do with the apocalypse or something. I don't know, but I thought it was rather bizarre. Okay, happy Thursday to you too, Pamela Porter. Okay, I'm gonna just, yeah, I'm gonna scroll all the way to the very last comment. I do Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker. Happy Thursday to you. This week has gone by so fast. Happy Thursday to you. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Mm, just bit my lip. Okay. Uh, I'll take this one. Definitely watch the trolls. Now that the squad is known far and wide, and all the rodents in their pack don't like it, they're gonna come for us, thinking if they bully us, we will go away. Yeah, as if. As if. Let's see. Hello, Beverly Hardy. Beverly wants to say hi to a few people. Okay, and then here we have Prince Harry finding Meghan was the problem between him and Kate because they wanted him to be single so that he could be William's support. Yes. And of course, that is the one thing that bothered me about William is that William seemed as though he did not have any um, desire for Harry to find happiness. It's as though he wanted Harry to perpetually be his sidekick and supporter through all things good and bad, and that Harry would take the fall or Harry would take those trips for the crown that no one else wanted to take. It seems as though he wasn't invested in Harry's happiness. If it is true that William told Harry that you should make sure she's the right one, and it could take up to 10 years, that's telling me that you did not believe that Harry was in love with the Duchess of Sussex, and even worse, that you really did not want them to start a family, that you didn't want that African American blood in your family. If those things are true about him saying that it's too soon and why rush things, well, he waited 10 years and look at what that got him. Look at what that got him. They lost half the Commonwealth on their last trip. And they're not exactly the model of contentment most days, so if there's anything to waiting 10 years, I'm not sure how that's helpful. I really don't see how that's helpful. They don't seem to be that into each other. Huh? That's what 10 years gets you? Or does 10 years get you a former air hostess and party favors, party what is it, party pieces? Is that what you waited 10 years for, to get a discount on party pieces? So that you can find a contractor to help sell beverages at the next coronation? Pushing their little, air hostess cart down the aisle? Is that I know I'm just being silly. Okay. Uh, but I like that story. Okay, let me see, is that JP? I'm sorry, JP missed, Troll. I suppose if your tab was part of the plan to ruin your wedding, uh, you will still be going to him. Talk less of the evil things TM has done to Eminem. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Did I even take a good look at that? Oh, let me do this. That is kind of small and I can barely see it. Not that I give a rip about the royals, but the UK media is very funny. Very funny, and how it spends months hand wringing over Prince Harry's failure to return to the UK, and now that he's given an interview saying how much he likes life in the US, they're running headlines saying, "Stay there, then." Okay, and then what is that down there? Why the Frappuccino would you even consider coming back if you were a bazillionaire in California? He ain't coming back. Okay, and Dr. Shola says the Queen doesn't hate Prince Harry, but the British media wants her. Oh, now I can't see that. Let me see. Nope. Wants her to hate him. They're delusional. She won't. You tell it, Dr. Shola. They hate Meghan. We know why. And by extension, Harry. They're mad the Queen met with Harry and Meghan. No palace source leaks. Harry is right to protect his grandmother. Tell it, Dr. Shola. I love Dr. Shola. Matter of fact, I feel like I have this huge crush on Dr. Shola. She's so righteous. Okay, I'm gonna scroll all the way to the last comment because I think 1,012 people already? Good grief, how did that happen? Let me see. Oh, I think I like this. Let me see what this is. After 10 years backfired on Prince William, the other female he wanted to marry said no because Kate, let me see, she will not be Princess Diana with three in their marriage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay. And then let's go to the next one here. Whew, boy, I tell you, the devil has been busy, right? Prince Harry saying something sensible about protecting his grandmother, and the newspapers making it into something enormous because their clickbait revenue is exactly what's happening today. Let me see who said that. Who said that? Oh, British boxers. I've never seen that account before, so I don't know anything about them, but like what they said. Prince Charles is said to be at the end of his tether. I forgot which paper had that as a headline, but yeah, saying that he's at the end of his tether with his youngest son, his palace staff, who cared for Her Majesty throughout the pandemic, accused the Duke of Sussex of breathtaking arrogance. Well, I mean, look at the state of her lately. I mean, yes, she is 96 years old today, but that image where she was coming out of the house with her coat open, in the damp. If you guys remember when Prince Philip was on that barge for the last thing that they had for the Jubilee, and it was raining and his coat was open and I think his head wasn't covered or something like that. And he got I think he got pneumonia from that. It's just I believe that Harry has been looking at some of the photos of his grandmother and he's been very disturbed because if anybody in that family knows what the proper conduct is in reference to the queen that actually pays attention and cares, I would say Prince Harry is the one because Harry is always thinking down the line. And obviously, he did not like what he was seeing. Whatever it was that he saw that disturbed him, he spoke out about it in that interview. And that was only what he has said publicly. Who knows exactly what exchange he had with his father if they actually met, if they actually spoke to one another. Let me see. Blood thinners. If she had a bout of falls, warfarin should be removed immediately. Yeah, a lot of older people take warfarin and Coumadin for and again, the queen did spend a couple of nights in the hospital, one very recently and some time ago, and they don't exactly share her complete medical record. And so the queen looks to be in, I would say, I don't remember exactly what circumstances that the queen mother was going through at age 96. But I know that her mother lived to 101 and that the queen mother appeared to be rather healthy until she wasn't. I mean, she was still walking with the aid of a cane. I believe at one time she was using two of them. But anyway, up until she got gravely ill. And I believe she had a hip replacement. I think she choked on a fish bone before, and the Queen Mother had been through it, and yet she was relatively healthy for the longest of times, outliving her daughter Margaret and a few other family members. So, um, yeah, so the queen seems to be a bit more declined at this age than her mother was, I think. I don't remember, but I think so. Okay. Hi, is there a squatty in the Netherlands who'd like to go to the closing ceremony of Invictus? I have won 2 tickets for the closing ceremony. That is lovely, Thea. That is very generous of you. Yeah, if anybody's in the Netherlands and would like to share with those tickets, well, you heard it here. Talk to her. Okay. They want her to die. The family is sad. Family will crumble and fall. Yeah, Sean, I do believe that the queen's time, when the queen's time come, it that will be the end of the monarchy as we know it. Now there will still be a royal family, but whether or not they have the prestige and of course the official capacity that they have today, that may be subject to change because Charles is destined to mess things up. And of course, William has all the sensitivity of a rattlesnake. So, um, if I had a choice whether to kiss William or kiss a landmine, I think I would kiss the landmine. He's not the warmest person. The British press has forgotten Andrew's story. These media people are sick. Oh, hasn't it been buried, Miss P? Hasn't it been buried? They have buried that story. Let's see. Let me see. The family are there, but they are not primary caregivers despite her advanced age. Her let me see. Her 2 close ladies just died and hairdresser just released a book saying the queen drove her to drink with her shouting let me see, while at the same time letting her out of the house looking like this. Yeah. Okay. Angela Kelly recalls terror at having to do the queen's lockdown hair. She started shouting, former mistress of the robes, the Duchess of Grafton. Yeah, so the Duchess of Grafton died, and then another one of her long term friends died. And when that happens, these are people that the queen has been relying upon for decades, I'm sure. The 2 ladies, and who's looking after her? I mean, Harry asked a very, very valid question, or made a very valid statement, should I say, about the Queen's safety and well-being. Yeah, that is very much something that should be looked into. And I believe that since the tabloids brought it up first, they should be celebrating the fact that Harry has made a visit, has assessed the situation as best he could, and has put people on notice. You would think that they would applaud him for that, for saying what nobody else in the immediate family is saying. But instead, he's being attacked, and they are getting their much wanted, much needed, desired clickbait. Let's move on. Oh, where are we here? Dr. Shola says, murder the Queen's grandson? Throwing Prince Harry and Meghan over the royal balcony is not an opinion, it's a declared intent to incite murder against Harry and Meghan. That's what Dr. Shola says. Prosecute Eamon Holmes. Freedom of speech is not freedom from consequences, like Piers Morgan is. Like Piers Morgan, it's intentional. Okay. And of course, Omid was outraged. Why would they just throw him? Let me see. I think I can't see the other part of that. Yeah, why would they just throw him over the balcony and her with him? Everyone is entitled to an opinion, especially on the interview made from public for public consumption. But you know what isn't acceptable: vile commentary that only serves to incite violence and hate. Okay, so with that, I'm going to share a video. I'm sure that most of y'all have seen it by now. Of course, I had to do a thing with it so that I can use it without getting in trouble. Um,
his credibility on Netflix. Got to be photographed, got to be on that balcony. He's bringing a book out where he's slagging off Camilla and maybe William and his father. How on earth, why wouldn't they just throw him over the balcony and her with him? Could I mention for his credibility on Netflix? Got to be photographed, got to be on that balcony. He's bringing a book out where he's slagging off Camilla and maybe William and his father. How on earth, why wouldn't they just throw him over the balcony and her with him?
well, tell us how you really feel, Emin. That is horrible. That is just horrible. Hello, Anastasia. Oh, you're saying hi to Brian, not me. Anyway, hi, Anastasia. Um, oh, Karen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's very painful. Um, yep, you're right, Sarah Turner. Um, I can't even. I I just can't. I just can't. That was horrible, horrible, horrible. And this what is this GBN, this network that was created with the sole purpose of it's a nationalist movement that has established a network. It is that right-wing nationalist network, and they routinely attack the Sussexes. And one of the darlings of the network, if not the primary person on the network, is someone that you probably would recognize, and that is the one who reminded us, right, that the calls are coming from inside the house. This guy is on there all the time. That's right, old Wooten Tootin' Dan Wooten. That Wooten Tootin' Dan Wooten is always on there. I don't watch the network, but I have seen enough to know that he's on there a lot. And he will bring in guests to help slander the Sussexes. So um, there you have it. There you have it. Let me see. Let me take that away. And let me look at your comments here. And they wonder why Prince Harry said he needed security. Yes, Sherry, and everyone is filling out the complaint form. I don't think this is just a squatty appalled by the comments. Exactly. Exactly. Remember, was it Gertrude the other day? The one that was that called in to LBC or whatever that network is, at radio station, and she was in tears about the sacrifices Harry made and the fact that they are not showing him proper respect. Let me see. There's an agenda, and we know not. I say it again: if you think they do not care about the Sussexes, reach for one of them. Exactly. My God, the only thing harder is to quit. The only thing harder to quit is the mafia. Hell, even then you can get a new identity. This is awful. Now you know why Harry won't step foot there unless he has real security. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? Maybe because of this interview and maybe because of this conversation that they had on this television thing, maybe that will help, I guess, demonstrate the purpose for the type of security that Harry is asking for. Maybe this will help make the case. I hate that it's necessary, but maybe that's exactly what it will take to help make the case. I'm so glad someone is watching these British people. And yes, I said the people are bullying this trash. I'm sorry, buying this trash. Do something to the Sussexes, and every veteran in the world will have something to say. Exactly. Exactly. The veterans. I'm so grateful to the veteran community for the fact that they have been standing up for Prince Harry, standing with Prince Harry the past week. The veterans have been standing with him. And that is very admirable that the veterans are standing with him. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that thing that the veteran said from Australia. Okay, that should be pretty easy to find. And I believe that was in conjunction with they released it because of the Invictus Games. See if I can find that. Okay, should not be too hard to find. Maybe you have seen it already, or that you heard about it and haven't seen it. But let's see if I can find it quickly. Oh boy, no wonder my computer gets hot. And I cannot find it very quickly, so I am going to move on because it doesn't seem to be right there. And yeah, we'll move on. Sorry about that. But essentially, they were saying that we don't care who your grandmother is. We do not care what your father or who your father will be. Um, but they essentially just said, no matter what or who you are or where you come from, you are one of us. And I thought that was absolutely beautiful. And I saved it, and I just can't find it right now. But yeah, that was great. Okay, so moving on. Although, I hate to give up. I hate to give up without finding it. Let me have one more second if you don't mind. Okay, not working out for me. Okay, so let me go back to your comments then. And we'll go to the next one of these. Let me see. They shows the evil people were on. I didn't have the info included because they are some sad, evil people. And let me see. Hi, guys. I'm in England. I can't believe what's happening. They are slanderous. Edmund Holmes is a R word anyway. I will be complaining about Holmes' vicious comment. Okay, well, you know what? I'm so glad to hear that there are people that intend to write to I forgot the name of that agency that regulates the television there, but I'm pretty sure it's the same ones that I guess was there a fine because of what Pierce Morgan said? But I know that it was because people, like, what was it, some 40,000 complaints or something like that, more than they ever had. I think this is going to outdo that thing that Pierce Morgan had. I think this is going to gather more complaints than that. Let me see. They don't have no shame at all. Don't you think that them making comments like that. If anything were to happen to the Sussexes, that they wouldn't be after them as well. I don't think that they care. I think they feel so emboldened and empowered to say these things that they don't seem to care one way or the other. And that's the really scary part, is that that doesn't keep certain people up at night. That doesn't seem to alarm certain people. Nothing will help. They want him, his wife, and his kids dead, just like they killed his mom. Okay. Evening, squad family and moderators. Late, but I'm here. I'm glad you're here, Audrey Teschner. And let me see. Ew, sick bio. R-word comment is exactly why Harry and Meghan won't return. Harry, please don't go back to the UK for a stupid jubbly. They need Harry more than he needs them. Now, those are some wise words. Gil S., thank you so much for the super chat. These people are sick. They made me sick. Absolutely. My words exactly. Yep, that is exactly how I feel about it. Okay, so ahead of the Queen's 96th birthday tomorrow, Windsor horses have, what is that, at Windsor Horse? I guess they have their own page or something, have released a new photograph of Her Majesty taken last month on the grounds of Windsor Castle. The Queen is pictured with two of her fail ponies, Buyback Katie and Buyback Nightingale. Happy birthday, Your Majesty. Well, they must be very small horses, right? Because, the Queen is almost head-to-head with them, so... I still say this is a very spooky photo, and I don't know why they thought this was an idea that a good idea, but it gives me the creeps. They give Andrew a pass because he doesn't point out the corruption and evil. He is the corruption and evil part of it anyway. Yeah. Yeah, and just like let me see if I can find that clip. The one that I played the other day. Because she made such a good point about that. And about the family and the way they operate. She made such a good point about that. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, it wasn't that one. You guys know. Oh, there it is. There it is. The lady that was on Jeremy Vine. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. This one.
We either love to be on one side or your family, a really polarising subject that we either love to be on one side or the other of. And I think it's really unfair for us to make decisions about what they should be doing and whether they should be coming back. They're a family. If they want them to come back and they decide to spend time with their grandma, then they should do. And the idea that you're calling it could be a distraction and Prince Charles is worried. Well, the distraction proves that beside the Queen, Harry and Meghan are the most popular royals. And so basically,
I think they're the most
you only need to look at today's front pages and the whole weekend to see that Harry and Meghan, if they can splash a picture of Harry and Meghan anywhere with a headline, they will do it. So I'm a producer and I have also worked for Netflix. So I will say this to you. We all say that Harry and Meghan want their privacy, but they want to be in the public eye. They just didn't want to be bullied, abused and harassed by the press. They didn't say that they were never going to come out again and do things on their own terms.
No, they are
shining a light on the Invictus Games, heroes and veterans who should have a light shone on them.
You cannot be a royal and get rich, and Prince Andrew's tried to do that, and it's disastrous. At least they've said we divorce the royal family and we'll get rich separately.
Are you really holding them to different standards than the rest of the royal family? Because we have a whole list that we could bring up of Fergie, Andrew and all the rest of them who have tried to use their royal connections to get meetings and business deals for people outside of this country with our government. That you're holding them to completely different standards.
Let's have some calls.
People love them. They're popular.
It's very easy, yeah.
Are you all as turned on as I am right now? Are you all as turned on as I am right now? That just gave me my life. I Are you really holding them to a higher standard? Are you really? That gave me my life. So, I like her. What is her name? I forgot what her name is. But anyway, she told it very well, and they tried to throw in the privacy thing. Oh, but I thought they wanted their privacy. They wanted their privacy. They did not want to be bullied. That's the whole point is we don't want to be bullied. Well, we never said anything about the privacy stuff. That is some talking point that is used to try to discredit them. And they use it. And even today, somebody will throw that out there. There was like even some meme or cartoon, royal couple invade their own privacy. Now, as clever as that sounds, as wicked as it sounds, it is a talking point used against the Sussexes time and time again. And I am sick of it. You hear me? Sick of it. Okay, so oh, let me take her away. Actually, I will go back over here. That's where I was. They love to twist their words, which they've never said. Exactly, Kate Herrera. They never said that, but yet their words are constantly twisted into something that they've never said in the first place. Standing between the two white horses, look like she's getting ready to ride into the great beyond. Emma D, that's why I say this is just too spooky. I mean, does a horse represent one person that's here and the other one that ain't here? I just, it's too mythical looking. I don't like it. Let me see. I couldn't report the FOC coming because I didn't have all the information. Okay. They love to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going in the wrong direction. Sorry about that. Lucy Wynn says, we may not hear anything about the investigation, but I am sure that the U.S. government will look into threats against an American if credible. Let me see. The Shutter Island tabloid media and presenters are acting as though Harry is next in line to be king. Well, according to prophecy, which is something I love to say just to make the derangers crazy. According to prophecy, there's a lot of disagreement and division in the G20 countries regarding Russia, so people need to open their eyes and ears to make sure Harry and Meghan are not being used as a cover up. That's a valid point. Excuse me, that's a valid point because there's been many a time I have turned on, let's say, one of the legacy news media companies in the United States, and I'll hear someone opening the evening network news, and also tonight, blah 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 blah, Britney Spears. I'm like, is that really an international story? Britney Spears? Is she that big of a global influencer that we want to talk about Britney Spears? But and like you say, we have to open our eyes because when they're talking about this, they're not talking about that. Cookies and Cream says the R word fools just don't want to see the Sussexes be rich and successful. The other members of the unroyal family can live in nice places and have nice things, except for the Sussexes. Such hypocrisy. Absolutely, it is hypocrisy. And as evident by the fact that the Sussexes were cast away to the Frogmore, to the former servants' quarters, as Harry had lived in the Nottingham cottage, also a servant's quarters. It just goes to show what they think of Harry. And then by the time he was married and with children, and the way they felt about Harry and his wife. So, okay. All right, you guys, deep breath, deep breath. Let's, have a pleasant moment. For the sake of our well-being, deep breaths. We'll come back to it. Let's see Harry living his best life. I have to do this sometimes just so that I can decompress, because otherwise I will find myself in a state, and I have to keep myself alert so that I'm able to, help the squad and help the Sussexes and such. So that's Harry riding one of those Dutch bikes. They usually paint it all black, but those bikes are the ultimate transportation in the Netherlands. And in the United States, and I imagine in other countries, they just refer to it as a Dutch bike. They're very durable, and the design hasn't changed much for the past, 50, 60 years? I've always wanted one of those, actually. I always wanted to have a Dutch bike. Okay, and then there's this moment. Let me see if I can set this up properly. Let me see if I can set this up properly. How would I find that exact point without you all seeing it? I got everything. I just don't have it in the exact order that it needs to be in. So let me do this.
Could I mention?
All right, Kieran, congratulations on your wedding. Sorry, were you going to be best man or not?
I was going to be an usher, yeah.
Just an usher, not the best man.
The better man.
All good. Anyway, congratulations. Sorry he couldn't be there with you, but he's here instead. He was eating herring yesterday, or the day before.
Let's not talk about that. It was yesterday, yeah.
Anyway, congratulations. Hope she's hot.
You know what? I'm just talking and I had the mic off. What I was saying is I didn't have it in the proper order. So I just showed you him speaking to this guy's fiance for their, pending nuptials or whatever. But this right here, Harry is actually speaking about his hair, which is something that I've never heard him discuss before. But on the left slide, you can see Harry in between interviews. He was actually having small talk and they recorded it. And here on the right side, is it Danny APG says, I can't take Harry seriously. As you can see, Harry is having fun rubbing somebody's bald head, which, as you know, Harry has kissed a couple guys on their bald heads. I don't know if it was for good luck or just having fun. Maybe she would have shared her tips on how to do a proper blowout hairstyle. Okay, let's see. Okay, you guys, let me see this one. Harry knows how to fly helicopters, drive carriages, drive cars, ride motorcycles, ride bicycles, and ride horses, etc. Wow. Yeah, Harry is like, he's not just a prince, he's not just a husband and a father. He is an action figure. He is like the lost avenger. Okay, so there you can see Harry either rubbing a crystal ball or a bald head man. Oh, you beat me to it. You beat me to it. Thank you, Anna Espinoza. I'm so glad you guys are able to have a laugh because I don't want y'all to carry that horrible feeling. At least not all day. Try to take deep breaths, go for a walk, meditate, because yes, this is upsetting, but we'll talk about it some more. Um, but yeah, so anyway, you gotta turn your sound up on your device to hear it. So here goes.
Not gonna take a long time before I.
You're slower than me. I'm doomed.
We're having the same barber, I guess.
Nou, de haarlijnen zijn besproken.
Okay, I'll do it one more time just in case you couldn't hear it that well. Matter of fact, I'll play both of these back to back, and you can hear this again, and then you can hear the one that Harry says at the end again. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Right, Kieran, congratulations on your wedding. Sorry, were you going to be best man or not?
I was going to be an usher, yeah.
Just an
Not the
usher,
best
not
man.
the best man.
The better man.
Awkward. Anyway, congratulations. Sorry he couldn't be there with you, but he's here instead. He was eating herring yesterday or the day before.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not
It
talk
was
about
yesterday, yeah.
Anyway, congratulations. Hope she's hot.
Not gonna take a long time before I.
You're slower than me. I'm doomed.
We're having the same barber, I guess.
Nou, de haarlijnen zijn besproken.
Okay, so just in case you didn't get that completely, what happened was the guy to the left of Harry had said something about his hair, and then Harry was like, "But you're slower than me because, I'm already doomed." And then the guy to Harry's right, or to the right of the photo, he was saying, "I guess you two have the same barber," or something like that. So yeah, it was all in fun. And Harry, I'm just glad to have seen him relaxed like that because, yesterday I was saying I was so worried because it seems like he has so much responsibility. But having seen that, I'm just like, you know what? He is okay. So you guys are right. I was wrong. I was being too worried about stuff when the truth is Harry is doing just fine and he doesn't need my nervous energy right now. So you guys were right. I was wrong. And there, Team USA. I love this photo for so many reasons. It just so happened Harry is looking directly into the camera, and it just so happens there's a sign right next to him that says Team USA. And it's so weird too because if you look at this photo, I can see why Harry is not as bothered as some people think he should be. I mean, from this angle, we're seeing what Harry sees when he looks in the mirror, and sometimes his hair looks fuller and sometimes it doesn't. But either way, we'll take our Harry any way we can get him. So, perfection, perfection. Let's see. The worst part of the threat against Harry is the fact that it is okay with Charles and William. No outrage from them at all. Kenneth Doug, I didn't even realize that was missing from the conversation, but you're absolutely right. Where is the indignation? Where is the outrage? Harry's table tennis ain't bad. Also, did you see him playing table tennis with the Paralympians? I saw photos. I didn't actually see the game, so I should look for that. Let me see. I swear you look like Eddie Murphy in your picture. Oh, thank you, Anna Espinosa. Lady Edwina and Ford Fiesta have canceled. I was going to talk about that actually. Uh, and there's the cutest, most adorable flag bearer I've seen the entire Invictus Games. Little Archie waving the British and the American flag. Is there anything more adorable than that? I ask you, is there anything? I'm asking all 1,131 of you in the live stream, have you seen anything as adorable as that? I certainly haven't. Okay, Princess Anne and Duchess Kate will do an event together next week. Now, Kaiser at Celibici posted this. There's two things that I got from Kaiser. One is that photo of Kate on the balcony at the cenotaph when they said, "Why is there so many pictures of her with her mouth askew?" So that's one that I got from Celibici is the mouth askew. The other is jazz hands. I'm telling you guys, I love Celibici. They are so funny. They let me say this too. They are great writers. They have a blog, I think you would call it, or a web page. They are absolutely great, wonderful writers. But they also say some pretty clever, funny things. And so, because of that, I was inspired to create this image of Kate with her backup dancers. I laughed the whole time I was editing that photo. That just tickled me like you wouldn't believe. Okay. Prince Edward and Sophie, the Countess of Wessex, have also had to abandon plans to visit Grenada after the island government advised against it. Yes, they advised against the visit. Okay. So let's go on to the next slide because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. Nadine White. I love Nadine. There's two people I have a crush on. There's Dr. Shola and Nadine because Nadine be on it. You hear me? Nadine, Glow. They're on it. I'm telling you, they're on it. Prince Edward and his wife, Countess of Wessex, have abruptly canceled their royal tour of Grenada following Bank of England slavery revelation. And then the next one you see Grenada National Reparations Committee said the time has come for the British government and descendants of British elites who have benefited from enslavement of our ancestors to own up to this heinous crime against humanity and do the right thing. So, the American government paid reparations to the Japanese for their unethical unethical confinement during the Second World War. There has been reparations paid to the slave owners, the British slave owners who lost their income because the British outlawed slavery. And of course, instead of giving reparations to the slaves were just, cut free, let loose, sent on their way with no skills except for what they've learned on the plantation. And in some cases, they didn't even have a name. They lost their identities. But the slave owners were giving, actually, I think the last of the reparations from the British government to the slave owners, I believe that ended 2015. according to Sonny Hostin on The View, that ended in 2015. So there is so much more coming down the pike with this the transatlantic slave trade and the Commonwealth countries that were affected by the history of the British Empire. There's so much more coming down the pike. And we have really only started the conversation, a serious conversation, a conversation that is making an impact. That has just started because when you send Tweedledee and Tweedledum packing to go back to the UK, humiliated after that horrendous, horrible, ridiculous tour of the Caribbean that they started, and I'm speaking of the Cambridges, that that was a real change in tone that lets you know that the Caribbean are not just, trying to be polite about it anymore. They're starting to get into people's face about it. So there you have it. Now, the names of 599 enslaved people can be viewed within the free exhibition launched last week at the Banks Museum on Threadneedle Street? Is that a real place? Threadneedle Street in central London. Good God, what were they thinking? Though the Bank of England has previously apologized for its historical links to the slave trade, this insight regarding is direct ownership of Black people has caused upset amongst Caribbean diaspora and, in particular, descendants of those who were enslaved under the regime which dealt in the trade of sugar, coffee, and Africans. I don't think you can put it any more direct than that. I don't know where this sculpture is, but there are several sculptures here and there where you can find the they're like monuments to the transatlantic slave chain trade, and there you can see those people are bound together. It's very very sobering to look at this. It is very sobering. So, okay, so there you have it. So, Edwina, the non binary prince, the people of Grenada has actually dodged one this time because they won't have a chance to see Eddie dressed up in his toy soldier uniform. They won't have an opportunity to see him wear that couture maxi coat, the one that he shared with us at the cenotaph. Now, when I first heard that some woman had fell on her face at the cenotaph, the first thing I thought was, Edward? Edward? No, no. But it wasn't Edward. It was actually a woman, biological woman. And so, but because what flashed in my mind was that coat, because it is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I've never seen anyone, even in Russia, you don't see them wearing a coat all the way down to the ground, and it gets pretty cold there. But this seems to be like a very bespoke uniform that was created just for the very fashionable forward Edwina. So we don't judge here at Royal Sussex. We're just pointing out the obvious that a very muscular leg is shown in a very flirtatious way. Also, there seems to be a bit of an elevated heel, which is another thing that seems unusual for a military uniform. And then the kind of, I don't know, kind of flirty way that you see a little thigh. So I've never seen anything like it. So I have to say it was very courageous of Prince Edward to share this with the world. I thought it was very brave and courageous. Thank you, Edward. Ed, anyway, that's enough about them and they. Um, I want to make sure I get the pronoun right. Them, they, thou. And then the other thing is that the people of Grenada won't have an opportunity to see Sophie showing up to a formal occasion wearing her pajamas and a bathrobe. They won't have the opportunity to see that. So the people of Grenada, I have to say, they're pretty sharp. Um, Now, I don't know which squatty it was that told me that the coat that Edward is wearing there, I couldn't figure out why it was so unusual. Number one, it's very puffy. It's very puffy, loose fitting. Um, and that fabric looks weird to me. I mean, if I had like a 1978 Volkswagen Beetle, I would expect to find that fabric on the seat. But no, um, Eddie is actually wearing it as part of the uniform, just designed to stick out. So when you're on the stage, or in this case, the balcony, just if you're the kind of person who wants to, get a little extra attention, you wear something like that. I didn't know that color exists in nature, let alone in a uniform, but I think that the Wessexes kind of like wearing that mauve, wine, burgundy like color. You'll find the Countess of Wessex wearing that quite often. Um, so one of the squatties told me that the coat looked like it's inside out, and the medals are huge. Now, on anybody else, the medals are probably average size, but it seems like for him they're made a little larger, or something, or he's shrinking. Something is going on there. I just don't know what it is. Um, yes, Edwina had that coat made to show the lines of his body and fit it. Yes, yes, Diva. Yes, I see it. It fits the way it hugs the hips, right? And the way it kind of falls open at just the right. Woo! Oh boy, Carolyn, you're on fire today. Yeah, it does. It's very flirtatious, and then you can kind of see how muscular the thigh is. Somebody's been working out, I would say. Yeah, it's very flirty. It's very flirty, not dirty, flirty. I like that. It's just flirtatious enough without being vulgar. You know what I mean? You can never accuse the non-binary prince of being vulgar. So, um, oh man. So, and then there's the medals. Let me see. I can barely see those descriptions. Here's what they could be for. Lanyard for front door key. Oh, that sounds kinky. Um, Hair Force medal. Hair Farce medal. 5 minutes in Marines. Okay, so he got that for being in the Marines for 5 minutes. The Doolittle Award. And then at the top right, I see it's a knockoff third place. And then next to that is Barefaced Cheek Award, Shiny Ed Medal, and then Campaign Medal. So yeah, Prince Edward showing off his medals. He dropped out of the Marines after 4 months and never saw active service. But yet he is wearing the Admiral Dewey sports jacket as though he was like a fleet commander or something like that. It is outrageous that they. Uh, it really looks bad, and he should just stand up and say, "I'm just gonna wear a suit." I'm just going to wear a suit. I'm not going to maintain this farce like I was commanding a fleet of ships. And then, of course, what startled me to start off with, they found some very flattering photos for that article. Now, that is, I mean, look at her with her big hair and Eddie with that youthful face of his. Um, what happened? What happened? That is, you know, that was nice of them, though, to use that flattering photo. Before Grenada had canceled the tour, the Wessexes were planning to reenact the Queen and Philip's tour that to that country. They had to scrap it because of what happened to Will and Kate, so tone deaf. Do you mean, Terry, that he was actually going to wear that white suit in Grenada? Oh, Lord, why did they stop that? I would have liked to have seen it. I would have liked to have seen that. And of course, the other thing that they dodged was, it doesn't take much of an occasion for the Countess of Wessex to pull out that blue jumpsuit because, she loves to cosplay the Crackerjack boy. So it doesn't take much for. Yes, I'm Gumby, damn it. Gumby. It doesn't take much for her to pull out that blue jumpsuit. You are going to accept that blue jumpsuit no matter what. And then if you slide over to the right, that's what she wore for Easter. No, seriously. That thing that looked like it's attacking her, that thing that looked like it has enveloped her as though she needs to try to wave down help. No, that is actually what she wore for Easter. Yeah, I don't know what anybody's done to her, but that's what she wore to Easter. So, and look at the way she got that fist balled up in case somebody say something. Just in case somebody get out of pocket, either she's pretending to be Popeye or she's just got that fist balled up in case somebody say something about that blue jumpsuit. It was a daring look. It was daring. I'll give her that much. It was daring, but no, thank you. Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, will no longer be visiting Grenada on their upcoming Caribbean tour. This move has been described as based on advice of the Governor General. Yeah, hey. And I swear that one, that outfit she has on there, why does that remind me of some Victorian wallpaper? Like there was some leftover wallpaper, and instead of tossing it, they decided to make her a dress and even line the inside of the hat with it. So, which is cool because yes, if they would have put it on the outside of the hat, it's hard to believe that she thought that that would be overdoing it. So she put it on the inside of the hat. Whatever she was thinking, I thought it was it's weird. She likes to push the envelope. And you know what? On somebody else, it may have worked. On her, it's just Sophie. Trace the connection of the Bank of England and the City of London to the transatlantic slavery. To learn how the wealth created through slavery shaped the development of Britain. Our new exhibition, Slavery and the Bank, is now open. So, yeah, if you go to the Bank of England Museum, you can actually interact or do an online thing for the slave trade. Now, I don't know much about this guy, but I just found this today. Misan Harriman, am I saying it right? Misan Harriman is a Nigerian-born photographer, entrepreneur, and social activist, as well as being one of the most widely shared photographers of Black Lives Matter movement. Harriman is the first Black man to shoot the cover of Vogue, a British Vogue, in the magazine's 104-year history. In July 2021, Harriman commenced his appointment as chair of the South Bank Centre, London. So yeah, I think Harry was hanging out with him today. I think that's what it was, but I think he was hanging out with him today because you can see he's wearing one of the Dutch lanyards with his pass for the Invictus Games. So, and by the way, this photo is for you, Mo Shannon, because Mo Shannon has this thing about Harry in sunglasses. So I thought about her when I threw that up there. She has this weird thing about Harry and sunglasses. It's also sorted. I don't like to talk about it. And as I said, some of these things are out of order. And here's some past comments. Thank you, Glow, for posting this today. It seems Inman Holmes struggles to hide his R word. And even when he's called out for it, he doesn't learn anything. In my opinion, he's happy to be an R word. Those defending him are probably happy with this since they are two R word, protect and defend each other. So, as I said, between Nadine and Glow, I'm telling you, they have receipts all over the place. If I ever can't find a receipt for something, I am going to have to message them and say, listen, I was down at the Piggly Wiggly the other day, and the pork chops, I don't like how they smell. You got the receipt, and I'm pretty sure that they are going to be like, oh, I'll send it to you right now. They keep receipts. So thank you for that. Yes, he did refer to our Duchess as uppity, and everybody knows that that is just something you do not say about people of African descent. That is a very nasty way of saying you don't know your place. Okay? Um, so again, thank you, Glow. Oh, yeah, that is so nasty. That is deliberately nasty. Deliberately nasty. Okay. Just in case you can't see the small print, I will help you out. Okay. Teresa Williams says, if Edward and Sophie pull off that tour, that would Will and Kate are the only ones that have a disastrous tour. I kind of want to see William incandescent with rage over that. Um, does it take much to trigger William? Does it take much? You know, I have a whole bunch of screenshots of headlines where William was furious. William was incandescent with rage. Every time I see one, I'll save it. I'll save it. Um, just as a receipt, just to demonstrate. And Teresa, let me tell you something. I saw this on uh Henry VIII. Henry VIII, when she made a video, maybe her third, fourth, fifth video, Henry VIII said, and I agree, that usually it's a very, very weak man, a man who is incompetent and unsure of himself. This is not her exact words, but what she was referring to is that the need to big up a small person, a small man, you have to tell people that they're furious, that they're incandescent with rage, and that they're angry. That is the way you big up a very small, insignificant individual. And I was like, wow, that is powerful. That's and Henry VIII is with child right now, so she's not available to make videos, but I just adore her and I love watching her videos. They are so informative. So if you have the opportunity, go back and look at some of her old videos. That's what I love about Henry VIII videos. They keep very well. They keep very, very well. So that was food for thought. And I'm like, that is deep. but that is a pattern, is that they take a very small individual and big him up by saying how furious and angry and incandescent with rage he is. So, oh, how profound, huh? Okay. Let me take that away, and you can see the mannequin. A little bit of my handiwork. I was in a mood that day, and I just felt like I needed to express myself because somebody had made me sick. Do you hear me? Sick! So I decided to edit something. Okay, Joan Garcia says, Baron, but they know Harry and Meghan ain't got time for that. Oh, I could take a hint. I can take a hint, Joan Garcia. I know a hint when I see one. Let me see. Let me see if I'm picking up what you're putting down. Uh-oh, where is it? Where is it? Nothing is ever where I need it to be. But that's okay. I'll make it right. I will make this right. Yeah, because you're right. You're right. You're so right. All right. Oh, there we go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Sorry. Let's do it right.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, thank you for that. Oh, man. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for the suggestion. Oh man, I got so many things going on at this screen at one time. Let me see. I need to clean some stuff up here. All right. All right. Thank you, Sweet Brown. And thank you, Joan Garcia, for that wonderful recommendation. This guy right here, a team member of team, let me see. Yeah. A member of Team Netherlands basketball team. Wow, that's weird. A team member of Netherlands team. A team member of Netherlands basketball team. Too many teams. Former Marine. Is that Jel van der Steen? Van der Steen was operated on just weeks, and was operated on just weeks, and was brought specially to be able to support teams. Really, he just had an operation. I was wondering why he was on the gurney. I saved this and I didn't actually look at it. During the wheelchair basketball match, was operating on just weeks and was brought specially. They brought him especially there. That is the most beautiful thing. That is the most beautiful thing. Can you believe that? That they wanted him there so bad. I was wondering. I thought this was like a bed that they had on the side just so that, I don't know what I thought. But anyway, that is unbelievable. That is so cool. They didn't want him to miss out on it. And so even though he had just had an operation, there he is lying in a bed courtside at this event. That is extraordinary. I love that. And check this out. Another beautiful day at the Invictus Games. I can't even pronounce this guy's name. But you can see it up there on the left. I think that's his name. But this is another one of those military officials from the Netherlands who came and stayed all day at the Invictus Games, which I think is absolutely beautiful. And there you can see our friend there on the right side, still laying in his bed. This man literally is watching the Invictus Games from a hospital bed. I hope I got that right. It's just I how beautiful is that? I know, I know, I know. I actually took my glasses apart last night and put them back together. Uh, I cleaned them and yeah, so anyway, I am a bit of a Magoo, Mr. Magoo with this. All right. So, you guys, we are going to change gears one more time. So, I need Well, there is Joel Rodriguez. This guy and his family, they are like the darlings. They are like the darlings of the Invictus game. This family, I tell you, if they don't, you know, I hate reality shows. I hate reality shows, but I think he and his family, if they now okay, let's not even say reality show, but if they just had a documentary about this guy's courage and his incredible, supportive, beautiful family, I would watch that. So look forward to seeing him in the Invictus game video that will be featured soon on Netflix. Because I would say, and I hate to use the term stars, but I would say he and his family are almost as big of stars as the Sussexes for the past like 24 hours at the Invictus Games. They're everywhere. I believe they've had multiple interviews and such. So and well deserved, all because he didn't give up, all because he would not give up his dreams to be active and vital and to inspire others. So beautiful thing. I do have something to share for that. So just bear with me here.
You remember what my son said to you as soon as he saw you?
First time he saw me was, "Can I see the princess?"
Is that what
I
he
was like,
said?
"Okay, well, you know, I get that a lot now."
Do you?
And it's like, "Hi, nice to see you. Where's your wife?"
That's exactly what.
Okay, fine.
He's like, "Hi, can I see the princess?"
I'm really sorry, she's not here right now. Can you leave a message?
And then he was like, "Okay." He just went out.
You're like,
went to play with his toys.
How does it feel to be
It's
second
always
banana?
a tricky one with kids as
Yeah,
well. You
I
know,
know.
the kids is like, "Hey, where's your crown and cape?" It's like, we don't actually have that, but
Thank you.
There
There you go. There you go. Joelle, thank you, honey. That was great.
You remember what my son said to you?
What?
As soon as-
Well, as you can see, Joel received a medal and it was presented to him with Prince Harry, and they went in for a group hug, which I thought was absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And there is Joel all the way to the left. You see the two guys with the green and gold jerseys. Well, next to them, you could see the little child and Joel right up front there. And Joel is looking over his left shoulder as Prince Harry is taking a photo with Joel's wife and their youngest child. I believe the older child is the son, and the younger child is his daughter. Let's see, what does that say up there? Still can't believe I had my picture taken with Prince Harry last night at the Invictus Games wheelchair finals for, let me see, had my picture taken with, read, if you look closely, you can see that we are both in the same picture. And again, on the left side there, you can see Joel is all the way up front there on the left, and Harry and his wife and youngest child is there in the center of the photo taking a picture. So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And there is Joel Rodriguez, Staff Sergeant, United States Army, retired, Tampa, Florida. He did not give up on life. He did not give up on himself, and he makes himself very present for his family. He said that whenever they travel as a family, which I think is also wonderful. And speaking of family, Harry has a very large military family, as you know. Now, one of the people that you keep seeing here and there is David Weissman. David is the guy with the salt and pepper hair there. And you can see in this next photo, looks like I've been skipping arm day. Well, in the photo on the left, it looks as though he has this little tiny arm that he's fist bumping Harry. But if you look at the entire photo, you can see that it's a little girl who was brave enough to go up and fist bump Harry. So he has a bit of a sense of humor about it. But yeah, it does look like he's got this little tiny baby arm. And if you look at the entire photo, then you can see where this little rogue arm is coming from. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, he has a story himself. I believe it was Afghanistan. Was it Afghanistan or Iraq? I think it was Afghanistan, where he was shot. He was shot, and he had a bullet removed from his chest. And you can see right there, there's the X-ray. He uses that X-ray for his Twitter profile photo. But yeah, that is how close he came to losing his life. It's startling when you look at it, but there is that bullet. Looks like he may have had a punctured lung or something, but that is how close he came to losing his life. So there he is with our Duchess. Again, I had a few more photos, but I had to quickly put everything together so that I could be here on time. So I didn't post the other photos with David and the Duchess and Prince Harry. But yeah, he's a good friend of the family. The last time we saw him before this was over 2 years ago, or was it just 2 years ago? They actually sat with him the night that that the Duchess wore the let's see, who was the designer? I think that was one of those Victoria Beckham dresses. I think that was a Victoria Beckham. So yeah, that night they went out. He was there to greet them. All right. Let me see. Yes, that was the last of the slides. So let's chat it out then. If anybody has anything they want to add, and I will put something visual up for us. Oh, Penny Natch Bull, and I don't care. No, something else. Like there are no leaks in Montecito. But I had something else in mind. Oh, by the way, you guys, did you all know that they are going to have a prequel to the Bridgerton that will feature the life of Queen Charlotte? That will be a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. They are going to have a prequel of Queen Charlotte. if you look at the actual painting of Charlotte in the background, you can see that, my goodness, doesn't that hair look familiar? Who does that hair remind me of? Yes, that who I can see when I look at that hair. I am seeing Afro Annie. Yes, that's who that hair reminds me of. Afro Annie. That's our Afro Annie. Yes, they're going to have a prequel. Can't wait for it. And while on the subject of queens, let's pay our love and our respect to the Queen of Hearts, Princess Diana, and the Queen of Everything, Queen Doria. Okay. All right, you guys. All right, comments. Sherry Ware says, Baron, show the video again where Prince Harry said everyone's asking for. Oh, I sure will. As a matter of fact, I just need to go back here. I have to inch back a bit. Oh no, it's the other direction. Thank goodness I caught that. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't want to see that one again. I know you all don't either. Okay. All right, perfect. I got it. Dolores, thank you for the super sticker, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex.
You remember what my son said to you as soon as he saw you?
First time he saw me was, can I see the princess?
Is that what
I
he
was like,
said?
okay, well, you know, I get that a lot now.
Do you?
And it's like, hi, nice to see you. Where's your wife?
That's exactly what.
Okay, fine.
He's like, hi, can I see the princess?
I'm really sorry, she's not here right now. Can you leave a message?
And then he was like, okay. He went out.
You're like,
went to play with his toys.
How does it feel to be
It's
second
always
banana?
a tricky one with kids as
Yeah,
well. You
I
know, the
know.
kids is like, hey, where's your crown and cape? It's like, we don't actually have that, but
Thank you.
Sorry.
There you go. Joelle, thank you, honey. That was great.
You remember what my son said to you?
What?
As soon as
Okay. I just love the way the kid when when Harry walks up. Did you guys see the way he bowed his little head? This kid is all caught up into the I guess romance of the I guess the monarchy or whatever, and Harry walks up and the kid like bows his head. I thought that was hilarious. Wow, what great care. Harry is taking great care of that family, and I love that. This crackpot here, I don't know who she is, but I didn't mean to leave this in it. It's super loud for no good reason, but yes, it's absolutely adorable. It's absolutely adorable. So, you guys, as we go forward, please have a healthy conversation about everything that has happened in the past 24, 48 hours. You know, don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Take care of your mental health. If there's nothing else we get out of the Invictus Games, and that is the fact that we have to take care of ourselves and take care of one another. So make sure you take care of your mental health. This was very disturbing, and there will be conversations about it in the next few days. We will talk about it again tomorrow, I'm sure. But go ye forth unto the world and breathe deeply. Yes, breathe deeply, because we don't want you to have problems. Okay, any other thoughts before we go? Anybody? Let me see here. The Royal Jubilee is coming up, and we were discussing about whether or not the Sussexes should be there. And now, of course, I am totally, totally against it. I don't want them there at all. I don't want to risk anything for those. Oh, this is what I was looking for. Sherry, we just did that actually. Like about 3 minutes ago. Um, I kind of made sure I put it in there so I wouldn't forget, but we'll do it again. Much love to our faves, Princess Diana, the Queen of Hearts, and the Queen of Everything, Queen Doria. Thank you for making the Sussexes possible. There we go. Let me see. Anybody else got some comments? Cookies and cream, I just saw that. There we go. There's no doubt that the Sussexes are well beloved and popular. Let me see. That's what the Unroyals family fear. That's true. They fear their popularity. Joy and happiness we see with the Invictus participants and supporters is what we need to carry with us each day. That is very wise, Teresa Wiseman. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that this guy. Let me see if I could do this without the sound. I love that. A little bow for the Duchess and go in for the hug with the Prince. A bow for the Duchess, go in for the hug with the Prince. Descriptions of Queen Charlotte at the time indicated this portrait was on the mark. Robert Jobson once vehemently denied her black ancestry. Supremacists find black ancestry triggering. Well, I have to say I agree with that. They don't want anybody to believe. Oh, by the way, you guys, yesterday on what is that show with the young people that I watch? Oh gosh, what is the name of that show? It's on YouTube. You know what? I'm gonna have to just take a look so I can see. Um, Navara Media. Navara Media. I learned something yesterday from Navara Media. I didn't realize that the potato famine of Ireland was made worse, not caused, but made worse by politicians in Britain who did not see a need to feed them, and that there were newspapers at the time that openly referred to the Irish as, I think they called them white chimpanzees or something like that. It was quite an interesting documentary, if you will, that they had on Navara Media, but it explained the potato famine. I heard of it, but I didn't know exactly how serious it was, and I didn't know that some of the death was avoidable. But there was like a very low opinion of the Irish from the governments uh, in Britain at the time, and they really um, they really did some bad things to the Irish, and I could understand why there was so much bad blood between the Irish and the English for so many years. But interesting. I mean, it's great historical reference. So if you do have an opportunity to see it, as per usual, I'm going to say, hey, I'll make sure that I add that to the community tab, and I hope I do this time because it was quite interesting. So I'm trying to put something a little more visual up here. And oh, it's been 2 hours. I gotta go, y'all. Yeah, I got to go. Let me see. I'll take this away.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, so I'll take this away. Thank you so much. Last thought, last word of the day. Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please be safe and hydrate. Sweet Brown says, Sweet Brown says,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. Let me see. What am I doing? Okay. I have so many dignitaries. I love how so many dignitaries attended the Invictus Games and stayed around. Yes, Joan Garcia, I was so hoping that the First Lady was going to go, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. But, oh well. All right, you guys, let's Ginger Avenger ourselves out of here, shall we? This was great, and thank you all for participating. So, with that, Q Ginger Avenger. Oh, and if I missed any of your comments, I do apologize, but we had over 1,200 people at one point, and everything was moving so fast, and I didn't even have time to eat one of these Reese's candy bunnies that I bought on clearance. So, Q Ginger. There we go. Nope, that's it. Oh, Penny Natch Bull, and I don't care. Penny Natch Bull. Penny Natch Bull, and I don't care. Penny Natch Bull, and I don't care. I just don't care. Because I want a jazz hand. I want a skewed mouth. Needless to say, doing Ginger Avenger, I managed to pop open one of those Reese's candies shaped like an Easter bunny. Now I'm as high as a Georgia pine. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. Oh, okay, we're going to have to jazz hand our way out of here with our mouth askew.